Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday, because we had Monday off. So today's purpose is to, 1, review over Act 5, and 2, review over the whole text, because we're done with the whole text, which is really exciting. So first and foremost, what I need you to do is make sure that you are in this quizzes game. The game code is 525007. Please make sure you're in there. We are going to get to that the second half of class, but I want to give people the opportunity to get all logged in and ready to go. So I'm going to put in a check-in question. It's in quizzes, Sam. I'll put the link in just a minute. Whoever just joined, I'm going to remove you because you need to put your name. If I don't see your name, then I can't use this for attendance. Okay, thank you. So the check-in question is, write a gist of, oops, I did not spell gist right. Good morning, everyone. Gist of, you Dallas, please be patient. Write a gist of Act 5. So Dallas, the attendance is going to be through quizzes today, so please make sure you're in there. For those of you who just joined, here's the quizzes link and the game code. The check-in question for today is, write a gist of Act 5. So for those of you, the 15 of you, the 16 of you that have already joined quizzes, you should be answering my check-in question. My check-in question is, write a gist of Act 5 right here in the Google Meet chat. So the reason why I'm not saying anything is because you need to have your check-in question written in the chat. Wonderful. Thank you, Abdul. Abdul, there's one slight inconsistency in your gist. Can you please revise? So for those of you who have not written in your gist yet, you need to be writing in your gist. That's our check-in question for today. We will get to quizzes in just a moment. We need to check in about Act 5 first. There you go, Salu. Isis, thank you. There you go. Isis, that is a small chunk of Act 5. Can you be a little bit more general? What is the gist of all of Act 5? That's okay, Carmen. Here's our check-in question for today. You're welcome. Thank you, Karen, for putting your gist in the chat. Good, Karen. Who else has a gist? Let's get them in the chat, please. So, Abdul, the misconception you have is it wasn't Pickering that informed Higgins that he destroyed his normal life. It was Doolittle. Okay, Abdul? There you go. Good. Yep. Good. There we go. Okay. So I'm still getting the same heavy hitters who always participate. Here, Desiree, here's our check-in question for today. Good, Joseph. Joseph, that's a little bit specific. Is there anything big that you're missing from Act 5? Good. All right. So if you still have a, what is it called? A gist. Good morning, everyone. If you still have a gist you want to submit, that is totally fine and encouraged. I'm going to write another question. So question or prompt. Let me write it that way. Prompt. What parts were confusing, or what questions do you have about Act 5? Right? This is your opportunity to get misconceptions and questions answered. So the prompt is, what parts were confusing, or what questions do you have about Act 5? Lorena, your gist is right on key. Good. So Lewis, you have a question. You have two options. You can unmute yourself and ask your question, or you can write it in the chat. It's your choice. Yes, Lewis, Act 5 is the last act. Kazi asked the question, is the whole act just about Liza being missing, or is there more to it? There's more to it, Kazi. So Liza gets found, and there's a whole thing that happens. So Salyu says, I didn't really get the part with Doolittle, how he didn't fit into the problem with the characters. Okay, so Salyu, what Doolittle is being used as, so he comes in and he's like, Higgins, you ruined my life, blah, 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 in this fancy outfit, right? So all his character is designed to do is to show that Higgins has a negative impact on people because he doesn't think about how things will affect others. Does that make sense, Salyu? So to answer Salyu's question, Doolittle's purpose in Act 5 is to show that Higgins is self-serving and doesn't think about how his actions affect others. Okay? So Asias asks why Eliza was acting like a ladylike when she was mad about not being herself. Ooh, Asias, this is a really good question. So Eliza stays composed in Act 5. The reason why Eliza stays composed is because she wants to prove to Higgins that she has control and deserves respect. Does that make sense, Asias? So to answer Asias's question, Eliza remains composed throughout Act 5 to show Higgins specifically, and the author and the readers that she deserves respect. Okay? So thank you, Abdul. I appreciate it. Hezian says, Doolittle is mad at Higgins because he destroys. Okay, that's a gist. Thank you. Desiree asks, is Doolittle mad at Higgins and Pickering? And why did Liza leave? So to answer Desiree's question, Doolittle is mad at Higgins because Higgins made a call to someone and now Doolittle is wealthy and considered to be an intellectual, right? As for why did Liza leave? Liza left because she was tired of being treated like an experiment. Okay? So Jasmine asks, oh, this is her gist. Wonderful. Thank you for writing a gist in there. That helps. Good. No, exactly. Yes, yes, yes. So are there any other questions about Act 5 before we move into our review of all of Pygmalion? Are there any other questions? Nope. Oh, wonderful. Here is the quizzes link and the game code. I've only got 26 people in here. So make sure that you are putting your name into quizzes so that I know who to give credit to. Everyone who is participating in quizzes or who answered a question in Google Meet will earn credit for today. So Josh, I would prefer you're in quizzes instead of in the Meet because the quizzes is where the review is happening. Does that make sense, Josh? Okay, cool. Text me if you have any issues with it, okay? Let me make sure I have my phone on me. Wonderful. We've got 35, but we have 56 people in the chat. Remember, if you want credit, then you've got to get in quizzes. I'll give another 2 minutes to get into quizzes, another 2 minutes. So when my clock says 9:13, we're going to get started. There we go. I saw Deshawn and Ayana just joined. Thank you, thank you. Wonderful. There we go. We're at 42. We still have 55 people in this chat. So come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. We got another minute and then we're going to get started. There we go. Thank you, Fode. Who else are we missing? Come on. There we go, Leah. Thank you. There we go, Jayla. All right. Justin, which Justin is that? Justin, I'm going to remove you. Can you please put in what your last initial is? And then as soon as we've got you back in, here, Josh, here's the link. It's called Quizzes. Thanks, Justin Gomez. I appreciate it. QUIZIZZ. And then the game code is 52507. We're going to get started because I want to make sure that everyone is managing their time. I will keep this open and I will post it so that if you are not able to do it right this moment, you're going to be able to review as much as you need to in order to help prepare you for your essay that we'll be beginning. So, yeah, Leah, I know. I got the idea from Miss Jones because she's awesome. So we're going to get started. So I'm going to push start and then we'll go. Jaylene, don't worry about it right now. We're going to start our review. Oh. This is so... We've got Salyu in the lead, Samira right behind. Karen just moved up to third. Let's keep going. Abdul just took Karen's spot. Keep working, keep working. Ayana moved up to 5. Samira took the lead. There you go, Jayla, moving up to 8. I see you. Saw you reclaim the lead. Desiree quickly moving up. Samira took it back. Oh, we got to fight for first place. Whoa, lots of moves. Abdul in third. Ayana moved up to 6. Deshaun moved up to 8. Samira's still holding on to that first place spot. Karen's at third, just knocked Abdul down. Celise, I see you moving into 8th spot. Ayana's cinched the 5th spot. There you go, Kazi taking that 4. Abdul moving to 3. That's all right, Desiree. We're going to have an opportunity to go over it and look at some of the questions that people struggled with. All right, we got a couple people finishing up. So those of you who have not begun, remember that I can see that. And if you made an account but didn't do it, that doesn't help your participation grade very much. There you go, Jaylene. I see you at 2nd place. That's all right, Carmen. Ooh, Isis just took 2nd place spot. There we go. So we're going to talk about the answers, and we're going to go over some of the biggest misconceptions. So we're going to still use this in just a minute. I want this off. There we go. All right. So some people are still playing. So I want to give them that opportunity. So a couple things. Let me write in the chat. Leah, that's okay. I'll keep it open and I'll put it on Google Classroom if you want to do it later. Okay, so Carter, that's exactly what I'm about to ask for. So what can I do better quizzes? So this was my first time using quizzes. What feedback do you have for me? What went well and what can I do better? Okay, increase the timer. So 10 seconds is too slow or too fast. Okay, good to know. Anything else? Okay. I'll ask Miss Jones what time, how much time she gives. Okay, Justin, I'm not going to do less questions, dude. We got to review an entire book. Oh, Jaylene, that's good. I didn't think about doing that. Okay, I'll make sure that that happens next time. Sam, what do you mean? Oh, Jay, that's a good idea. I'll go easy to hard in terms of the question order.
Because you said book instead of play.
Well, it is in a book form, Sam, but you're right. It is a play. Okay, cool. So for those of you who are still completing the quiz, please keep doing that. This is a really good review for you. You're right, Sam. I agree. You're right. So, Jayla, it was a whole play. You're ridiculous. I'm not going to shorten the amount of questions, but I can get better at the other things. So here are the takeaways for me. What I'm going to do is 1, more time, 2, order questions from easy to hard, and 3, share my screen so y'all can see the leaderboard. Okay, I'll make sure to make the time longer. I might even be able to change it in here, and then people can go back and review. I think it was 14 questions. Yeah, 14 questions. So those are my big takeaways. I will make sure that I change that. She puts it at 15. Okay. Okay, thanks, Liani. Justin, I'm not changing the number of questions. That's not a useful feedback. Jayla. All right, so this is no longer a productive question because people are making the same feedback, and I've already synthesized the feedback and I know what things I'm going to do to make it better next time. So let's look at the questions that we struggled with the most. So one question, so question 4 reads, what reason does Higgins give for deciding to take on the experiment, right? So what reason does Higgins give? The question is asking, right? What's the purpose, or why did Higgins agree, right? So does Higgins want to right? Exactly. So both Jay and Karen are correct. The reason why Higgins decided to take on the experiment was to quiet Eliza. He was sick of her. Just like, yes, we can do this. Right? Instead of, yes, he wanted to prove to Pickering that he was a great teacher, but that was like a secondary thing. The primary thing was to stop Eliza. Let's look at what other questions we struggled with. Okay, question 5. So question 5 asks, it's okay, Desiree, that's why we're reviewing. So question 5 asks, when Alfred Doolittle says he's willing to sell his daughter for 50 pounds, Pickering asks him if he has no morals. Alfred says what in response? So he says he cannot afford him. Exactly. So he can't afford morals. Why can't Doolittle afford morals? Why can't Doolittle afford morals? Do morals cost money? No, if morals don't cost money, then how could he not afford them? What does this line mean? So what does the line mean? Jay, that's good evidence, right? So he's always using his money to get drunk, right? The reason why he says he can't afford morals is because when someone is poor, they have to do things in order to survive. But when someone is wealthy, they can do things that are the good thing to do, right? So poor folks must do whatever they need to survive. Wealth, or having money, allows people to be pickier with how they do things. Right? So, but Deshaun, you are 100% right. He does spend all of his money on beer, right? Or on something, right? He drinks a lot. That's the assumption that we learn. And so, because of that, this isn't a good excuse for him. He says, when you're poor, you can't have morals, right? But then he uses his money poorly, right? So you see this juxtaposition, this poor decision making within his character all the time. Let's go over one more. This is question 8. Exactly, he's a hypocrite. Yes, Jaylene, 100%. So question 8 says, what does Freddie think Eliza is speaking when he meets her at Mrs. Higgins' house? What does Freddie think? The new small talk, exactly, Asia, right? What is she actually speaking like? So Freddie thinks she's speaking the new trendy small talk, right? That's what he thinks she's saying. But Eliza is really just being herself, right? So she's not trying to be trendy or be provocative or anything like that. She's just being who she is, right? But Freddie, because he comes from a wealthy community, considers it to be a learned skill and a trendy thing. Does this make more sense? Are we understanding a little bit better? Wonderful. Good, good, good. Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, so you have no new work for today. Please make sure that if you have not completed all of the work from last week, go and do it, right? And then go to social studies because it's 9:29, so do missing work. Okay, love you. Bye. I love you all so much, and I miss you. Goodbye. Liani, there's no new work, but if you're missing anything from last week, Catherine, who is that adorable baby, oh my.
It's my cousin.
Hello. Are you so cute? So cute. All right, get to social studies, everyone. I love you. I love you. Hi, Hezian. I like seeing your face. Goodbye.
Hi.
Hi. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. I love you all. Hey, McCabe.
Hey, lady, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good. Full house today. Let's kick